What's up, beautiful people? This is Nadir.
This is Kev.
And we are Games Music Life. This is Games Music Life Podcast, episode 77.
Yeah.
Almost 100 of them things, man. It's coming up real quick, though.
Yeah, man. It's flying.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, yo, let's get into it, man. Back with another podcast this week. Talk about the latest sports, gaming, hip-hop, like we always do. But like we always start, what are we playing? I haven't played a daggone thing this entire week. I'm going vacation this weekend. And, you know, if you got kids, everything about vacation is not even vacation. It's just really getting ready to travel.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to play anything except for the pool game, and I played a little bit of Uncharted a little bit. But that was it. That was
Word, man. I started playing Grand Theft Auto again.
Really? You know the mods are gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't matter. It
Yeah,
didn't matter to me. But listen, it was still a fantastic game. I was actually playing the story.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Did you ever beat it originally?
Oh, yeah. I beat it. I probably beat it like 2 or 3 times, man, the original
Really?
story. Yeah, but it's fire, man. That game is so good. I can't believe it's still so good. It still looks pretty.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you beat it, do you start all over, or are you just kind of continuation from beating it?
Sometimes I'll start it all over, and sometimes I'll just keep on playing the game. Like, once you kind of finish it, there's not really much else to do. Like, I mean, it's a big open world. You can do whatever you want, I guess, but eventually you're just kind of fighting the police and, you know, wait until they kept you and just keep doing that once you finish all the missions. So.
And plus, you got all that DLC, too.
Yeah, well, the DLC is all online, so
Okay.
you
So
know,
the heists and stuff.
that's all online, man. That's all multiplayer.
Did you do any of that before?
Oh yeah, man. I played a lot of that stuff, man. Like, they keep breathing new life into that game. Now they're about to do the Gun Runners DLC or, you know, that expansion. So the game's gonna breathe right back again, man.
That's crazy. That game's been out for what, almost 5 years now?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's good. Hey, you put out quality, you can live like that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. All right, man. So let's get into the news, man. Video game wise, there isn't really much going on. E3 came and went.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of games. I mean, another thing too I was telling you about as far as with video games at E3, a lot of stuff got left out this year. I don't know if Sony's holding a lot of stuff back for their thing that's coming up, their PlayStation Experience thing, which I think they are. Because a lot of games, like the Kojima's game, they didn't have nothing about that. They didn't have nothing about Red Dead. They already said they weren't going to have anything on that one. And then the other exclusive for Sony, Last of Us.
Yeah, I feel like, man, hey, right now, it's not a whole lot to look forward to.
It's a dead time. It is a
yeah.
sad time in the world. There's nothing going on sports-wise. A lot of NBA stuff. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Trade rumor-wise, LeBron got everybody going crazy. And that's it, really, man. It's really just like, it is the worst time of the year right now because nothing is going on sports-wise.
You would figure somebody would dominate. I mean, we got, I guess TV shows are kind of picking up right now. Game of Thrones coming in a couple weeks. Ballers coming, man. If you watch like Silicon Valley. You know, I
like Silicon Valley. I'm finishing up House of Cards. So.
Okay, yeah, House of Cards. I thought it was pretty good. It was a little bit fast, but it was pretty good.
I'm on season 3, so I always go.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I don't like where it's at. This season, I don't like it. It's a lot of politicky, where just season 1 and 2 is fire. And season 3 is real slow. Ain't no killing, ain't nothing, you know.
I think once you start getting more into the story, it'll all make more sense. It'll be a little bit better. Hopefully,
I will. I take your word for it. You're pretty on. I pretty much trust your judgment on TV shows, so I'll be all right with that. All right, man. So Dragon Ball Fighters might be coming to the Switch if enough fans request it, according to Bandai. Yeah. How do you not request it? You know?
I don't know. Like, I mean, to me, that's kind of cold-blooded. It's like, yeah, we'll do this game if you guys want it.
I don't see why a game like that wouldn't be on the Switch, because that's where a game like that can breathe. But you got to make it online. They got to get their. I think once the Switch gets their online stuff situated, a lot of games can come out more. Like that game, Mario Kart online will be fire. Smash Brothers online will be fire.
Yeah.
That's where those games can breathe at. I think if once they get that done and get the online thing working well, even if you don't even have voice chat, but I can't have another piece to hook up to my Switch and go that route. Like, they might as well just cut out the voice.
I feel like that's really telling though about how devs feel about the Switch right now.
Yeah, they don't take it serious.
Yeah, if they're like, yo, we'll make it if you guys want it bad enough. Like, if you guys promise to buy it, we'll put it out after it releases on these other consoles.
But you look at the time frame they're on right now. Right now they're saying if you want it, right? I mean, we're on consoles and PC, we're going to get it soon.
Yeah,
that means Switch might get it next year.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll be done with it by then.
Like that's disrespect. Like, y'all got the game right now, and you're like, oh well, listen, we're gonna put it out on these known winners.
That's crazy.
And if we feel like it would garner enough hype, then we'll put it out on Switch too. But you know what? They probably don't want to cannibalize Xenoverse too.
Yeah.
Just coming or on the horizon for the Switch now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I forgot about that. Shoot, that game's a couple years old. That right there would tick me off. If I only owned a Switch, that would upset me.
Yeah.
Because this is a game that's been out for a long time. I'm just getting this one. Everyone's getting the new hotness, and I can't get it on my new system that's newer than the old stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That's how it goes.
But I did hear, though, FIFA was actually shown for the Switch. It actually was pretty decent. People were pretty excited about it. And whether or not people are going to buy it, or I don't know. Because my thing is, you always got, that's why I never got into mobile gaming. Because like even when they had the mobile game what would look decent, always nothing you played on the console look better.
Right.
You know, so I just never really bought into that. So
I mean, listen, people will buy it because they're struggling to find something to do with that Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw our man Jay. Shout out to our man Jay.
Yeah, shout out to Jay.
He was on the plane, man. He was so happy.
He was. The one time he did. He was on there. I'll put a picture up. So I'm going to put it up here.
He was very happy.
Yeah, he was happy because it was the one time that it lived. That's where the Switch
Right.
it lives.
He finally had an opportunity to use it for what he had been playing.
And look, man, me and Kevin are no haters. We own a lot of technology. We buy everything that's out. I want to buy a Switch. I'm on record saying it. But you got to give me a reason to buy it.
Yeah, for what?
You know, and there's no reason to buy it right now, man. So my man out there, what's my man? Zabari, look, we're not Switch haters. We're not Nintendo haters. It's just there ain't nothing to talk about with the thing, man.
Right. They got to give us something. I'm waiting for them to come with something good, man. That Pokemon game, hey, I might purchase a Switch. If it comes out in this fire, I'm there. I'm in there. But for right now, it's like...
Yeah, they pulled a Nintendo just telling us it was coming. Like that, it's like saying Nike's gonna release more Jordans. We know that.
It was like a cliff note at the end of the presentation. You're like, oh yeah, we're working on it.
Absolutely, man. It made me upset more than anything. All right, man. So Madden 18 footage is starting to leak out now. Looks exactly like Madden 17.
It does.
And, you know, it's hard for me to get pumped up for Madden.
I'm just happy, like, you know what I'm saying, another year, another skip.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm keeping that streak alive. I think I'm 3 years running now and skipping Madden.
Yeah. I'm 1 for 3. I was on the payroll last year.
Yeah.
And they pulled me back in pause last year, and I'm definitely not.
You know you want to play the new one, man. Got the new engine on there and everything, man. You know, back in football. I think once the season starts or once like football starts bubbling, you're gonna be like,
it's gonna be too much to play, man. I'm already backlogged. It's gonna be a lot to play. And football, I love football. You know, I watch my Eagles play, but I just don't feel like Madden is gonna be the best option for football, man. Like it just doesn't. It's the same game. Like literally, it looks exactly the same as last year. And it's like I feel like, and I didn't buy it the 2 years prior. So that's why I figured I'd buy it last year, and I'm back on it. I'm not buying it this year.
Yeah,
I'm just not.
I knew off rip. I'm skipping it. So it's all good.
It doesn't add enough, man.
Yeah.
So, but the people that love it, they love it, man. You know, it's become a big esport too.
I mean, it's one of those games, like, if you play it religiously, I'm sure that, you know, hey, whatever they're putting out it's fine. I mean, Madden isn't a terrible game. It's just that it's been the same game for so long now that how can I get excited to play it?
Another thing too about Madden is one of those games when I did play it, it was the only game I played.
Yeah.
I didn't play anything else. Like, I was literally logging mad hours in Madden. And I know I'm not going to put in the time to do that now. So I'm not even going to do it any service by just taking it halfway and try to get into it. Like, I'm not going to do that. So,
right, yeah.
You know, I'm just not going to do it. Like, I know you in 2K. You love 2K. You're good at 2K.
Yeah.
But you don't play it casually. You know, it's not like you're just playing it to not be good. You're just playing. No, that's how I would do with Madden. So I'm not gonna pick it up.
I feel you.
Yeah. So listen, that's all we got to talk about with video games. There's nothing
like,
going on.
You know, I tried to throw some Switch news in there for you, Zabari, man, but Switch is dead. Week 5 is still in effect.
Zabari, listen.
I'm sorry.
Get in the comments, my man, and tell me what is it like. I get like I love Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo fanboy. You see the pieces back here. I have all 8-bit stuff. I love Nintendo, but I just can't see why the Switch is existing right now. Even the games that are coming out, like open up the Virtual Console. You know, I just bought another daggone PSP Go.
Word.
I bought another one. I sold my old one. I bought another one to play the retro games because it's the best emulator system out there.
Yeah.
Because I want to play the old games. I love Bionic Commando. I love all that stuff, man. Why don't they give me that on the Switch? That is where that can live.
Hey, man, they don't want you to be happy, man. They don't want to see you winning.
No, Nintendo wants to sell you the same stuff over and over is what that is.
Yeah.
They need it, and that's why they never got their online stuff together, because if they sold you the game and you just owned it, like with PSP, I own a lot of games for the PSP. If I sold my PSP today and then bought a new one later, guess what? When I sign into my account, all those games I bought is right there.
Yeah.
Same with Xbox, same with Sony PlayStation 4. Heck, same with PC on Steam.
Nintendo ain't trying to hear that.
Nintendo ain't trying to hear that. They're trying to sell you the same game over and over and over again, and that's where their problem is, man. You know, holla at me, Nintendo, man. I get y'all together, man.
Hey, listen, I'm sure they're still securing the bag. So
yeah, definitely.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care about Nadir. They don't care about that. But yo, man, let's get to this basketball. There's so much to talk about with basketball.
Yeah, let's go.
And let's get into it. So before we get into all the stories, yo, LeBron is starting all this. this is all everyone is now that the rumors are coming out about LeBron might be leaving in 2018. People are dumping salaries to try to have money to go after him, and it's rumor he wants to go to LA. I'm on record. I want him to do it. I hope LeBron do it. At first, I thought about it, like, man, I don't want him to go do it because it'll hurt his legacy. Then I thought about it. LeBron is really he's creating his own path. He's using up all these people's money and becoming a billionaire. And he talks about social issues.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. I don't want LeBron to leave Cleveland just because it's like, man, that's the home team. Like, stay in Cleveland, man. Keep rocking with us. Like, the Cavs weren't relevant until LeBron got there. I mean, if you want to talk about like what the Paxson days, they sucked. They might have had some good players, but they were pretty sucky. Yeah. And then LeBron came, man. He turned that franchise around. But if he does leave, man, I feel like it's all good. This time, I feel like it's Dan Gilbert's fault if he leaves.
Yeah, you made a great point with that, man. Like, seriously, I think you might be right. I think Dan Gilbert doesn't really care. He got his one ring. And he's really just like, I'm done with this. I'm not paying the luxury tax. I'm just ready to be over with. Because we already see down a trickle-down effect. If LeBron leaves, people are saying Kyrie wants to demand, he's going to demand a trade.
Leave too, yeah.
He wants to leave too. I think LeBron's like Willie Beeman. Just do the whole Willie Beeman route. Go to another team and then take your boys with you. And use up all their assets.
I can see that, man. Go to the Clips, man. Yeah. Finally play with CP3 and Melo, man. Bring Kyrie out there. You guys just share the back. I think Ballmer will pay whatever you need him to pay. Yeah. And you can get enough people to buy in because you're in LA. So
and that's the thing too. We were talking about before, man. Like at first, I'm not a big fan of the whole super teams. Like, and I know you were hard on LeBron for leaving and going to Miami, creating the first super team and all that stuff. And I'm with you on that. But here's the thing: people got to realize, man. The NBA is ran by billionaires, all right? Like, a lot of one of these billionaires is going to say, F it, I'm going to pay the luxury tax, I'm going to get all the best players and just win a championship. Eventually, or I'm going to form a team that's going to play against the Golden State Warriors, and we'll have a super team. Again, like, we'll have my own super team. I can see Steve Ballmer doing it. The dude's like, he's like $30 billion, man. Paying $100 million. Steve Ballmer probably makes $2 billion a year off the Clippers. Easy. So paying $100 million for luxury tax would be nothing to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I really think that's going to happen. And I think once that does happen, it's going to be real bad because those guys are real competitive. Those owners are super duper competitive, man. They just get along amongst each other, and they just try to put their nose up at each other and say I won or something like that. So I do think that is going to happen eventually. So once that does happen, one owner takes that chance and does it, is going to be a trickle-down effect with everybody. And I think the players are kind of getting a lot of the control back because they're choosing where they want to go. And as we see, man, players are getting traded. Like Dwight Howard, God rest his soul. Like this guy, he tweets out, he puts on Twitter, that he wants to talk about the trade stuff. Like you guys talk about is crazy. And then 5 minutes later, he gets traded.
Yeah.
To the Bobcats.
Hey, listen, man, it's cold business.
It is a cold. Everyone's trying to get that roster together to try to get LeBron, man.
Yeah.
They're trying to get him. But shoot, even with that though, another trickle-down effect was D'Angelo Russell got traded to the Nets for a bag of chips. they got rid of him,
freeing up that space for Lonzo.
Frees up the space for Lonzo, and it frees up a ton of cap space for next year to sign LeBron.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Hey, it makes sense. Even though I don't see LeBron going to the Lakers because LeBron's not going to play with rookies. So. I don't think that Paul George going out there is really going to entice LeBron to go out there with him.
Nah.
But the Clippers make sense. He wants to play with CP3. Wants to play with Melo.
And the Clippers are getting their own stadium soon.
Yeah. So hey,
that's another big thing too.
Be out there in LA, man. Work on Space Jam 2 finally. I guess if that was what he wants to do. So
yeah. Still got a crib out there.
Yeah.
Which a lot of them guys probably got cribs out there.
GM, man.
GM, man. He's definitely.
And Steve Ballmer's already shown that he lets the players run the team. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care, and he has more money than he can ever use, man.
Yeah, he just pays the tab, man. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. But shoot, bigger than that, man. So what started all this mess was even thinking that LeBron would even leave the firing of the general manager. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know what happened with that. Like why he ended up getting fired. Like the dude won 50 games the last 3 years. Like why did he get fired? That was so weird.
Griff probably wanted a max contract, man, and Gilbert was like, yo, listen, our payroll is already running so high and we got GM making all the calls anyway. Anybody could do your job.
Wow.
I mean, I hate to say it like that because I think that Griff did a good job with what he was given. But at the same time, it's like, why am I going to pay you, $6-8 million a year when LeBron is picking all the players that he wants, and then you're just making the call to make it happen. Like anybody could do that if they're telling you the personnel that you want. Like a GM is supposed to build the team, not let a player build it, and you just kind of.
But he made a lot of stuff happen. He flipped half of Mo Williams into Kyle Korver. He flipped. I forget what else he picked up some good, like Channing Frye. He picked up some good players.
Yeah, I mean he made good moves. But I mean, were those moves good enough to, command a max contract when you're already in the luxury tax?
I think personally a lot of it, but to answer your question, no, you're right. But I think a lot of it too though is they always said Griff was high on Kevin Love, and I think the Cavs are dangling Kevin Love to get Jimmy Butler.
I mean it's a lot of money on the books, but I mean you could technically get Jimmy Butler, get rid of JR and Shump's contracts and be okay, and Channing Frye's contract. Channing Frye is actually getting like $7 million. Yeah. So you get him off the books, and those two, a combination of those three players, and you're good.
Yeah, I think. But LeBron loves Channing, and I think he'll let Channing go. He loves Richard Jefferson.
Yeah,
because RJ came to play, but I don't know if RJ's done. I think RJ's done.
RJ can take a vet minimum and stay on that team. I mean, he can just fill James Jones' spot. James Jones is probably going to retire. That's what he should do. He doesn't see the court, so he can become a coach, or if he just still wants to be around the team or whatever. But it makes sense for him to go ahead and get on off the books.
Yeah, get some younger guys in there, man. Some energy players to come in here and give them some good minutes. And they had some energy guys early in the year, like Leggins and the other guy that went to the D League. They had some decent players. They going with the vets.
They feel like it was panning out with them guys. So.
Yeah. So anyways, man, so Dwayne Wade ended up opting to stay with the Bulls. We all knew this was going to happen. He signed that tender so fast. That it's $23.8 million to sign back with them. They're probably going to buy him out because the Bulls seem to be in rebuild mode if they trade Jimmy Butler, of course.
I mean, at this point, you might as well go ahead and keep him. If Jimmy Butler is going to leave, I mean, you got to spend the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't come in below, what the league minimum is as far as the salaries go. So you might as well just go ahead and pay the guy. You're not paying anybody else, really.
Right.
So, why not? Why not? You don't have anything else to lose.
Yeah. And shoot, Wade averaged 18 last year. He had a good year before he got hurt.
Wade is like 36. So,
But you know what, though? If Rondo didn't get hurt, they would have potentially put out some players.
I mean, it's got nothing to do with production, but he's not going to lead your team to a championship. He's a nice piece. But 24 mil, I mean, Bulls ain't really got anything invested in D Wade to where it's like him being on the team and us giving him this money is going to, somehow make us money. He's not going to be a big ticket draw or anything like that. So.
Yeah, but it's like you said, though, somebody has to pay him.
Yeah, somebody got to pay him.
And they got to spend the money. And shoot, if Miami didn't pay him, I wouldn't pay him.
No, I mean, but hey, you signed the contract, man. Hey, whatever.
I get you. All right, man. So listen. So what are we listening to right now? Jesus, what am I listening to? What am I listening to? A lot of stuff we got a video dropping today. The compilation of what we listened to for the week. That's pretty much what I was rolling through. Only thing different than that was what did I go back and listen to this week? I found I was listening to some daggone Patti LaBelle, man. And
wow, you went all the way out.
I did go all the way. I forget Anita Baker. Listen to some old school Anita Baker. I forget what playlist I was on, and then some J Elect.
I feel you, man. I've been listening to a lot of the same, man. That Raph Simmons track, man, that joint is so fire, though. It's been a lot of singles I've been listening to, man. That Playboy Cardi, man, Magnolia is fantastic. That T Grizzly, man, I'm gonna get around to his album. His album is probably fire because that first day out is definitely fire.
See, that's why you're integral for the podcast because I literally would never listen to that crap.
Oh man,
T Grizzly, I don't even understand. Like he raps off beat.
That song is just so much energy, so much passion.
The Playboy Cardi, I'm coming around to.
I mean, that beat is fantastic. There's no way you can beat it. And then it goes into the old Juvenile flow, man. He killed that. Do I think that this guy has a bunch of staying power? I don't know. It ain't a hit song to where I'm blown away. But that song, it's a song for the summer, man.
Are we at that age in music now where guys are just here for a second and they're gone?
You know what though? That's nothing new. I mean, it's been around.
Who's gonna be okay? So you always had your not greats, but
you always got your Jibs and your J Quans.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Them guys are always around. So
that's true.
Ain't nothing them franchise boys. Hey.
You said
Bobby Shmurda?
No, what did you
I've been listening to that too, man. Hot One been getting
we talked about this too. Hot Ones was a dope track. He was everything. It was everything New York wanted to be. The only problem is he rapped about a real crime. Man. So
he kept it too real.
He kept it too real, man. He's gone. He's never. And I think it was definitely dope.
Yeah, he was the young hope in New York, man. They lost the real one when they lost Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, he'll never be back. It's a wrap. All right, man. So the Tupac movie came and had some mixed reviews. A lot of people were kind of not so much they were hating on the fact that it wasn't true to form. Yeah. And the people that were intricate in Tupac's life, people that we know, that's the thing I found disrespectful about it, was just that you can't mess that movie up. And you got like Jada Pinkett. We all know Jada Pinkett was, very big in Pac's life. So much that Will Smith should be tight. Like, I'd be upset that my wife's still talking about this dude. He was a great, but Jada, you better keep it on the wraps. All right. But yeah, they didn't consult with her to get it, true to form, and the fact that she would come out and say it, like almost like you would go and talk to her and say, like, I know it's wrong, but just let it rock. We'll talk about it later. You know what I mean? Something like that. I don't know, but she was very vocal about it. Then John Singleton, I warned y'all.
Man, it was one of those movies like maybe they didn't execute it right, man, whatever the case may be. Listen, Pac will get another movie. It's not a huge deal. I do still want to see this. I was really hyped to see it at first, but kind of the negativity surrounding the film made me kind of back off of it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I mean, a story about Pac, everybody mostly knows this story, so I hope that they maybe go into some stuff that we may not have known. Doesn't sound like they did, but I think it'll be a fun watch if nothing else. I mean, it's Tupac. You can only mess it. I think people were saying that they messed it up just because they care so much about Pac.
But that too, but also too, like, even with the NWA movie, I don't see how you fit all that history into one movie.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, you had to skip a lot to do that.
Yeah, like even with Tupac, you had so many different chapters of him, from where he was earlier, and his mom, and that whole just his mom and him aspect is almost a movie in its own right. His upbringing, all those things, man. I think if they really played it right, whoever owns his estate should have got with the people who were making a movie, not the guys who was making this movie, and just broke it up into different parts, man.
It feels like there's nobody really around anymore to tell Pac's full story, because it's like his mom is gone, and the relationships that he had, a lot of those were kind of sort of relationships. He only knew Suge for a small amount of time.
That's true.
He was only around Jada for a small amount of time. Shock G was only with him for a small amount of time. Like, even the Outlaws, it's like, they were around him, but they probably only saw really one side of him. So to get the full, immersive story of Tupac at this point, I think would probably be pretty tough, just because who's going to tell it? Like, you got to leave something out. Exactly. Yeah. Like, you can't really capture the essence of a character if there's nobody who really knew who the man was. Like, we know who the artist was.
It sounds to me like Jada probably knew who he really was.
I mean, think about it, maybe up to a point, but I mean, there was a large point of that where it was probably just him out here doing what he was going to do. They might have kept in touch, but did she really know what was going on in his day to day, what he was thinking about, all that
That's
kind
true.
of stuff?
Because he never was married.
Yeah,
he didn't have any kids.
And it's not like he had a right-hand man. Like, he doesn't really have any other family. I mean, I know he's got a sister.
That's a great point, though, yo. Like, I've never thought about that. Like, who really knew him?
Yeah, like, who's still alive or still around that could really tell that story properly at this point? It's like, really, I don't think that anybody is. Like, I mean, if you really look at Notorious, at least you had people like Faith, who was in a relationship with him, married to him, Little Kim out here who knew him again closely or intimately. Puff was at least with him a lot of the way through. His mom could still co-sign on that stuff. C's been friends with him since they were kids. All that kind of stuff. Pac, who was that guy for Pac?
Yo, that's a great point. I never thought about that, because he never, like you said, he never was married. He never had any kids. But then it's like, who? Like, him and his mom's relationship was kind of strained, so it wasn't like she really knew a lot of stuff that was going on. Yeah. So it's like, who would tell his story? You know?
It's like, I mean, everybody might have bits and pieces, but you would still just be trying to kind of nail it together over these timelines, because it was like he jumped around from, I don't want to say jumped around from person to person, but it was like,
he changed too, though.
Digital underground Pac is probably way different than Death Row Pac.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows what he really had going on?
Right. Well, they should have got them all together and got that story right.
Yeah, they should have. Somebody should have kind of been taking notes on what was going on. Yeah, man,
absolutely. Because that definitely is a story you just can't get wrong. And not saying they got wrong, it just didn't do right as far as true to form what it should have been. And somebody of his stature should have been a much better movie.
It was tough because, I mean, you knew the people cared so deeply about Pac and seeing this story. I think that's why everybody's had really high expectations for it and might have felt a little less let down. Now, I mean, I say that also to say, like, listen, you can't have no iPhone slip into, 1995.
Tell me that's true. Tell me that's not true.
I mean, everybody's been saying it.
Tell me that's not true, kid. Because I heard somebody say it in my chat, and I kind of just dismissed it. I thought he was just playing.
I've heard it too many times.
Tell me there's not an iPhone 7 in this movie, man.
It sounds like it must have happened.
Somebody's head got a roll for that.
My thing is, the guy who had it, they never thought, like, wait a second, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know, but hey, it is what it is. You know, whatever.
Man.
I'm still gonna check the movie out, man.
I'm a fire stick it. I'm definitely not getting no money. So I'm definitely not. But speaking of greats, man. So Jay-Z's got an album release date, the 444 we talked about before.
Yep.
Actually, is a release date for an album. It's coming out June 30th.
Yeah,
so
next Friday.
Next Friday is coming out. So we'll definitely get to talk about that one, man.
Yep.
Listen, when Jay drops, like for me, and I hope that I'm not putting more into it than what needs to be, but it's like I look at him like being the commander in chief is going to talk to us, and I'm like anticipating it. So if it's anything shorter than that, I don't think Jay's capable of making a bad album, so I'm not worried about that.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? So I just wonder what he's going to talk about. Like he has a lot to talk about.
Yeah, you know what? I hope I know it's going to sound weird, but I hope we get more of a Kingdom Come Jay, where we get more of kind of a life update of where he's at right now in this space and time. Because people gave Kingdom Come a really hard time when it came out. It was like, you know, he's rapping about stuff that I can't really relate to anymore. But if you really go back and listen to that album was fantastic. And, I mean, it was a very personal album. Like, he still had his throwaway track. Like, I mean, Show Me What You Got is a song about nothing. But, you know, that Mama, I Made It, like, I mean, that's real.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's
some
real.
Some of the production on Kingdom Come was questionable.
I mean, I felt like he was going for like knock 'em out the park kind of tracks or whatever like that as far as production goes.
Yeah.
But as far as like the rapping goes, man, like that was some of the realest raps I think we've ever heard from Jay-Z, where he's really just talking about where he is right now. He's not talking about old drug dealing Jay. He's not talking about being in the streets.
Gone.
He's not talking about doing this and that and the third too. Like nah, it was like, yo, I've grown up. This is where I'm at right now, man. You know, I thought it was an honest album. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I hope we get an introspective Hov like that again. Like he's got a lot going on in his life now. I mean, he's been married a long time. You know, father
but Jay lays
time.
Low.
Oh yeah, he does. He
You
got
know what I mean?
low.
Like Jay lays very low.
Yeah.
You don't hear nothing about him. He'll pop up even if it's some sort of scandal. When Solange was going upside his head in the thing, it was like it happened and he was gone.
Hey man, just swept it under the rug.
Swept
man.
under
It was
the
what it
rug.
was.
They talked about it a little bit and that was it, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got a lot on his plate as far as twins and all that stuff.
I mean, just success on top of success, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's in a different space, and I would hope that he just kind of cracks that open, and maybe even explores stuff that maybe he hasn't talked about. You know, his relationship with his father. I know that's been something that's kind of popped up in his music here and there. I mean, I'm sure he really ain't got much else to say about his mom. She's been rich a long time,
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? The Lemonade album.
His nephew's out here dunking on cats.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The alleged Lemonade creep scandal.
Oh, yeah. He has to address that.
He has to address that, man. But I mean, now they got twins coming and all that stuff, man.
Drop a Girls Part 2, Jay. Let us know what that really was all about. You know what I mean? Because like, listen, every dude has been there, contemplated being there. So let us know, what that's all about. And that's the thing I love about. Well, I became a big Joe Budden fan. Was like he went through real stuff and talked about stuff that I can relate to as a regular dude. And I think Jay can do that as well. And I think he will. And Jay, a lot of times, he done raised a lot of cats, man.
Yeah, like that's what I want. I hope that this album just kind of puts hip hop on notice as far as what's going on or what he's into. Like Jay producing all these movies now, man.
Yeah,
going hard at the criminal justice
bailing
system,
out
man.
fathers for Father's Day.
Like I want him to talk about that. I want to hear that from Jay.
Yeah.
Like I think that could be dope for this album. And the little clip I got, man, the whole thing produced by No ID.
Oh, that's a banger.
Mahershala Ali. I'm hearing it might be a visual album.
I definitely think that's gonna be.
Oh,
it's
man,
definitely gonna be a
that'd be
visual
dope.
album. He's gonna take his wife's thing on that because she'll drop all videos for everything. Definitely do that, man.
I think that could be dope, man. Telling a real story about where Hov is at, man. We ain't heard from him in a while, man. Everybody's ready
for him to be the GOAT, still be the guy. Like he lays.
The whole world is on notice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. The whole world is on notice.
Absolutely.
So I think that's amazing.
And he's gonna give us some bars. So
always,
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But even bigger than that, more Jay-Z news, man. He was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He thanks countless MCs. Yo, you'd have thought Cats won the Grammys by the way Cats was reacting to the fact that Hov shouted them out on Twitter.
That's big. Like, I mean, that's huge, especially like as a rapper.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is acknowledging that he's familiar with your work or that he appreciates your work. I mean, that's big. Like, I mean, in any industry, for the person at the top of your industry to recognize, like, I like what you're doing. I see your vision. I think that you're doing something nice. I appreciate you as an artist. I mean, that has to be like solid for anybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think it. And everybody that he named was everybody that we consider great too. I mean, he named some younger guys, just stuff that he was listening to. So that was definitely cool too. But Jay's a lyricist, man, and that's one thing I always loved about him is that he always stayed true to form. And I think even with Magna Carta, people gave that a little bit of crap because he had some questionable stuff on there. I still thought it was a banger. I think the rollout was bad. He went with Samsung, but even before that was before its time. You know how much money he made off of that deal? Yeah. Not even talking about the money aspect, the music, just the whole. People gave him crap about the whole Miley Cyrus thing, like keep shaking, keep twerking, Miley. That was dope to me. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, and I hold Jay to a higher standard. Like I'm not as big on Kingdom Come, but for most people, Kingdom Come would have been a damn near good album for them. But because it's Jay, I hold on because you got to think after Kingdom Come, before Kingdom Come, I should say was Blueprint 2. Those was like Black Album. Then you get to Kingdom Come, it's like it wasn't as good.
I didn't like. I mean, you listen to a song like Lost Ones.
Oh, Lost Ones,
Come. It's this is Jay really letting us in, giving us a peek like to what's really going on. Like,
but you got to think about it too though. As a listener, we've all matured so much. Like I think if I went back and I would appreciate it more now. Yeah, before. So now I definitely will check that out.
I thought it was hot back then, man. I liked it, man. I might have been just standing, but I liked it. I liked it back then, man. I can always appreciate that from any artist. So.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So we're looking forward to it, man. So we'll definitely have that one out. We got a ton of reviews going up today. You'll see those come up. So definitely check those out. Music wise, we're back. Well, we had a lot of stuff on our plate. But
what did you think about the artists that he shouted out? Did you feel that all were deserving?
I think some were deserving. I think now I think he did name some young dudes that kind of was like to me.
He gave him a nod. Like if they had a song, T Grizzly, best song out. Magnolia, it's an amazing track. Like he didn't say like hey, listen, kid, you're going to the moon. Yeah. It was just like listen, I hear you out here, man. That's dope. You know, so I think it's dope.
I think I'm a Budden fan. For him to finally get up to Joey was a good thing too, and it's like. That shows you the power of Jay-Z, though, to be honest with you, man.
You can tell Joe was happy about that.
Hell he was happy about that. He tweeted it, he framed it, he talked about it on his show, like all that. Yeah, like.
But how could you not be?
But how could be even a rapper's rapper? I know you're not a big Joe Budden fan, but you acknowledge he can rap.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what Jay, that's his biggest thing, man. It's like you can rap. But I think the people that he named, he said X, right?
Yeah, he definitely
said X.
He got X, Snoop in there, man.
Jay-Elect
got in there. Lupe got in there. Ab-Soul, Kendrick.
Yeah.
Drake, Meek. Corrupt, you know what I'm saying? He gave a head nod to everybody. And, I think Budden actually put it best. He was like, for a lot of artists, that was like winning a Grammy.
That's like winning a Grammy, yes, absolutely.
To me, I think that's probably more important for a rapper to get that cosign from Jay-Z than it would be to win a Grammy. Because it's like, like I said, the guy at the top level.
But that's the thing, though. Because Big and because Pac are gone, they were considered the best at their time, and a lot of people's lists they're considered like untouchable. Eminem, they're considered the untouchable guys. So M doesn't talk; he kind of just goes away. Like I said, Big and Pac are dead. So Jay's like the only one that's really here to really be in, and he's still in the music industry, signing and all that thing. So for him to say it like that was kind of like it was like a nod, like Jay said I'm nice. I mean, he made cats day.
Yeah, I mean,
that, like life,
As an artist, like, I mean, you feel solidified as an artist. It's like, okay, I'm not just wasting my time out here. Like Jay-Z think I'm dope. Like, I mean, that's dope.
Right.
That's dope, man. That was big of him to do
that. Was big. That was big. I hope that he gets more vocal. That's the thing about with Jay, and that's what's so polarizing in this album, because really we don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And it's like, for him to be as famous as he is, he's married to the biggest female artist pretty much of all time. He is the best rapper of all time. So, for them to be that big, they get so low. They get low, man. Like, you don't hear nothing about them.
I think, I mean, I would, if I was in those shoes, man, I would prefer it that way. Because it's like, they share with us.
Who can do that, though?
I mean, any artist, if
but
they
who
care
moves
enough.
like that, though? No one moves like that. Pharrell might move like that a little bit.
I wouldn't say like nobody. I mean, Nas gets pretty low.
Nas does get low.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Nas
these
don't put music out either, though.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of these guys do it though. It's like J. Cole. You don't really hear too much from Cole whenever it's not repping time.
That
is
true. He probably
Frank Ocean.
He probably learned from Hov.
Frank Ocean went away completely.
Yeah, but I think
for like 2 years.
It's a lot with that with Frank though. Like we still haven't unpacked that yet. And I think a lot of it too. And I went on record, and we talked about this before on previous podcasts. Being gay in the black community is rough, and to be a singer, like we don't accept it.
I don't think it matters anymore.
I think that's something. I think maybe he's in his own head with that.
You think so? I don't think so.
Because how do you be a talent like Kev? How are you a talent like Frank Ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't give us music. You know you want to make music. We know. Like I told you the other day, I started listening to Accurate Integral. Went back to the Lonnie Brew. That was, man, that whole collection is amazing.
Yeah.
Like that was just so crazy. Then Blonde, I wouldn't listen to that again. It's still not my speed, but I acknowledge it as being very good. You're a talent like that. You've given us a lot of music. We know you want to make more. You're still writing for other people. And he just gets missing. Maybe maybe he doesn't know who he is.
I mean, I don't think so. I think for some artists, like the music is so personal that they need to take a break and just take some time to live. It's not like Frank is just putting out, just party tracks or whatever, like where they're just mindless or meaningless. It's like,
that's true.
I think that he needs that time away, to just live and actually have something to talk about, something to express.
I think that's a good point. That definitely is a good point.
And I think that a lot of the guys that we notice that get low, it's like, that's just how Kendrick, for the most part, when he's not rapping, like, you know what I'm saying?
Just out there enjoying life, man.
He's not on Twitter, on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep his popularity up, man. He does his shows, and you don't see this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the great ones are like that.
Yeah.
And then you get the ones, because like now, like it becomes a point where a lot of these new guys, which I don't like, I know I'm on a tangent. I'm splintering off to a whole bunch of stuff, but these newer rappers, these new artists, I can't even call them rappers. It's like the stuff they do supersedes their music. Like this XXX dude, he's getting knocked out. He's getting boloed on stage. He's punching guys in the stands. I don't know one song this guy makes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that. I mean, some of these guys are just meant to be celebrities, and I mean, he's a guy. You look at him, he's got a unique look. That's what you're more so remembering from than what "Look at Me" sounds like.
Yeah.
So
all right, man. So so I was going on a tangent with that. We could me and Kevin talk about this crap all day. But so another thing we want to say before we get out of here, man, is R.I.P. to Prodigy.
Yeah.
That caught everyone off guard, man.
Yeah.
Like it's still kind of coming up what exactly happened. And I don't know if it really matters what happened. It's just he's gone, man. Another great is gone.
Yeah, man. I thought that I mean, you always hate to hear about anything like that, but I thought it was amazing to see like the response that he got, like how much love P actually got out here. I thought that was dope that Jay at least got to shout him out before that happened. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, I mean, we all remember the Summer Jam screen and all that stuff like that. They had their attention, but hey, before his untimely demise is like, he got in those tweets. Like, I respect what y'all both do. You and Have are both amazing, regardless.
Cats been growing up, man.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. And I feel like a lot of these guys, it's like, if I liked your music before and then me and you have a spat, that doesn't make your song whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like what you did, but I mean, whatever your work was, it's still going to be that. So, I thought that was dope, man. We definitely lost one. I didn't realize how much he had contributed to hip hop, man, but, getting to really see that full body of work just kind of laid out on display, man. It's like, he definitely deserves the praise.
Him and Have was a heck of a duo, man. Yeah, they had some good albums.
They got out young.
They did get out young. They was 19 when they made that first album.
Yeah, man. So I think that was dope, man. Another one going too soon, but his work will live on. So that's
absolutely. RIP to Prodigy, man, for real. All right, man. So we out of here, man. This is Games Music Life podcast episode 77, man. This is Nadir.
This is Kev.
And we are Games Music Life. So, leave it in the comments. Get in there, man. iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play. We're everywhere and nowhere at the same time, man. So, drink more water, people.
Peace.